You may have heard of the Disneyland keys, these infamous viral keys that Disney had sold as part of the 70th anniversary.
With actual viruses.
Well, I don't know about all of that, but when you stick your keys in enough holes, it could become problematic.
Allegedly.
This is a great way to start this one out here. But the Disneyland keys. So if you don't know what these keys are, okay, they're, I believe, $60. And $60 buys you this big plastic contraption right here that after you take it to the park and go around to the various key stations, and there's 9 key stations all around the park representing each of the distinct lands of Disneyland. So there's one in each land that unlocks a portion of this key, and it's signified by the light up icons that you can actually see right there on your screen right there. And after you do that, after you light them all up and go around and do this, then you are given a pin hidden inside, and it's random between 9 pins. So if you want to collect all the pins, hopefully you're able to get all distinct pins, but again, it's a mystery box. Well, that's about $540. Now, people went crazy for these keys. Let me go ahead and start playing you a little bit of footage.
I think they're cool looking. I mean, I know some people who have 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 of these, and it's great, except you get the same pin 4 times. You're not quite as ecstatic, as you would think.
Yes. Yeah, that's not so good right there, for sure. But people were very, very excited about these keys. Well, here's the thing, folks. These keys actually sold out, and very, very quickly. The demand was that high. It was extreme. And everybody trying to get those 9 pins that people wanted so badly. Now, when they actually came back in stock, they changed how they actually sold them. Instead of limit 10 per guest, they actually limited to 2. Yes, demand was that high. And apparently so high that it mandated a new key. One could say a key to rule them all. This is by Disneyland News Today right here. A giant $250 key. Disneyland 70th anniversary key coming soon. This Katie Francis published July 19, 2025. A giant Disneyland 70th anniversary key is coming soon. One is currently on display in a case at Disneyana, where it will presumably be available for purchase. Disneyana is located on Main Street, USA, next to the Disney Gallery. The key is larger and much more detailed than the previously released interactive pin key, and is a much larger price point as well at, like we were saying before, $250. That's up from $60 for the regular keys that were on sale. Now, I am very surprised by this. You can actually see this Disney Scoop right here providing a reference point with his hand and just how large this actually is. I believe Five Fires as well has the comparison via video. But these keys, they had sold so many of them, and people were, I thought, disinterested in them to the degree that they actually started, giving them away. Places like Goodwill and secondhand shops and so forth in order to get rid of these things. So that's what you can see on your screen right now. The fact that they're now selling a new, larger key, I don't know. Culture, maybe I'm wrong here. Is there a market for something like this? This is absolutely wild.
Yeah, in fact, pretty soon, you're going to be having to cruise the back streets of Gary Disneyana to find these keys available for sale. That was a joke, but nobody will get it. It's fine. Look, there is a market for the expensive keys. There's a market for almost anything, Disney, to be fair. The collectors will be out there in force. As you know, I hear tell of certain people, I'm not going to say how or who, that basically have entire spaces that are reserved specifically for their massive collections, building after building of collectible items contained within, rivaling, or if not surpassing, the Disney museums and every other location around the globe that thinks they're hot stuff when it comes to collection. So do I think somebody's going to go pay $250 a key? Sure. Do I think somebody's out there would pay $500 a key? Sure. I don't think it's ever endless. And I think that marketing it with a 70th anniversary might going to be helpful and other things like that. The more extra special you can put something here and try to convince people that it'll never be reproduced ever again. Well, you're going to sell more of them, even if that's a lie.
On this footage really fast. This is the line for the keys on the first day they were available, going all the way back to the front of the park from the S.
Okay, this is important. This is the line.
What you have here is something that people enjoyed. something that people had fun with, and something that sold. So Disney has to then make a more expensive version of that thing to give a plus experience for people to pay more. That is the Disney way. Anything that they can then see that is popular, they have to find a way to charge a premium for it, right? But you know what? This is the only Disney key that I need in my life.
That's right. Let me go ahead and get that on screen right there. Look at this. The Keyblade. I like it. I like it more.
I like it too.
Very, very cool. I look at something like this and I go, that's clearly not for me. And I think some people actually took to the keys pretty well in that they got it for their kids, and their kids actually had a really great time with it. Like, they actually had a lot of fun. I heard that from multiple people, that it was like, hey, you know what? For the kids, it was actually worth it.
Kids don't go to Disney.
Yeah,
this is for people in their 20s and 30s who have no kids that are just there to experience things for themselves.
No, this is for everybody's favorite neo grandparent, right? These are for the 50 and older crowd. That's pretty much what you can expect. And look, it's a D pin. Oh.
Well, speaking of pins, actually, Dan's Life of the Kingdom comes in here with something I didn't even know. The Toontown pin on eBay is selling for $150. So, you know what? Maybe that $250 key sounds like a pretty good value, actually, when you look at those prices.
Well, I mean, Dan's Life at the Kingdom, he's done it. A lot of people have. Like you said, I mean, I know there are people in my family that have these keys. So there's going to be a market for this forever, Vash.
Absolutely. And I want to go ahead and bring in one more thing. Now, I'm not quite sure about the details of this new key. I'm not sure if it actually interacts with the existing stations. I've heard the stations actually have gone down. So there's like a receptacle that you can put it in alternatively that will always work, but no light ups, no sounds, no bubbles, and so forth, as you were seeing in that B-roll right there. But so that's something to contend with. But here's the key, right? Here's the original design. Apparently, Disney Retail might have actually reused designs for these, because there's a post right here going back November 9th, 2019. Get a free collectible Mickey's Holiday Express key with a $10 purchase at your local Disney store online with code HOLIDAY. And there's a Star Wars version as well.
The Disney stores that were in the mall, they all had that key behind the counter. It was like a special key that they used to unlock. It was a key to imagination, and they used it in like a little unlocking ceremony that they did every single day. So those keys have been around for, and I'm talking going back 10, 12 years right now, they had those keys.
It's really something. I remember when the DLC culture, you remember these? So when Spider-Man Web Slingers first opened at Adventures Campus, they had these kind of DLC kind of armbands that you would actually purchase. They still have them. There's a ton of them. And for like $40, it added the ability to unlock special features while on the ride. Very interesting idea. Very interesting way to go about that. I think there was a Chapek initiative right there, because he came from consumer products before being at the Parks Division. Anyway, we found that was adapted from an old like armband idea. I think, what was it? It was part of the Disney Interactive initiative, part of some video game or something like that, but didn't sell at all, and they just reused it. So in this way, well, Disney's following tradition. They're reusing existing assets in order to sell overpriced merchandise items that, you can buy in quantities limited to 2, or you can buy big versions of $250. I just thought this was a really interesting story, and I don't know, folks. I don't know where you can go. Like I said, though, if you buy that $250 key, I don't think it's going to work in any of the receptacles. And I don't think any of them have pins inside of them. But hey, I guess we'll see when they are eventually released.
Thanks for watching That Park Plays News. For more information, consider checking out www.thatparkplace.com. And don't forget to subscribe, share, like, and send this out on your favorite social media account.